At Refugee Support, what we want is to live in a world where people don't need our support, to be treated with dignity and with compassion. And our ultimate goal is really to not exist anymore, because society has embraced this culture of inclusion and care. But unfortunately, it does feel like we're further away from that goal right now than ever before.
Nobody leaves their home for nothing. Nobody sleeps in the cold, starves, risks their life, goes through what we do because they want an easy life. When we grow up, we think of the West, of the UK, as something to aspire to. But I didn't expect to come here and have to sleep on the street. People don't understand how unsafe the streets are. You don't sleep, but being at the Dignity Center, it does start to make you feel human again. We are a problem in this country, something that needs to be managed. But at the center, we are seen as people.
We offer practical support for displaced people, and we advocate for systemic change. The reality is that between arrival and settlement, refugees face a tremendous number of challenges, which are often made worse by their traumatic journeys and the increasingly hostile environments they arrive into. And what we try to do is to bridge this gap by offering a warm welcome in our Dignity Centres, where people can choose essential clothing, food and hygiene items, and access administrative assistance to help them take the next step in their lives. For many of the services that we offer, we are the only people working in these areas. And for that reason, we are so often the difference for the communities that we serve between a sense of despair and a sense of hope and a sense of belonging.
Community is the sense of wanting to be with other people. And, solidarity is a sense of wanting to fight for the people that are there with you in your community. And dignity is a sense that you want everyone to feel always their best selves. And we do that naturally when we're put in communities as children. And so I think, just to kind of strip back all the rhetoric to these basic instincts that we have as humans toward each other, I mean, that is a beautiful thing and a good guiding principle for how we should behave with these people who are coming newly in this terrible moment to us.
This year has been marked by a rise in political and global violence in countries like Palestine and Sudan. And we've also seen misdirected hostility and hatred towards people seeking sanctuary right here in the UK.
There's no need for this fear and hostility and hatred. Things could be done and laws could be followed and policies could be made and humanity and dignity at heart of it. But actually, no, that's not something I've seen in the UK or in Europe. It's not about, how do we get rid of these people? They're all criminals, they're all troublemakers, and they're coming, invading our countries, and literally they're coming. And it's the way they speak about people like me is just really inhumane and unfortunate, and that words have consequences.
Why are we now questioning things that were foregone conclusions 30, 40 years ago, which is that we have, as people with great privilege, we have a duty to our fellow man. Even that basic fundamental concept is in question now. And so I think what I would say to everyone is, can we take a breath and think about the bigger questions of what we owe to each other? What is a civilized way to behave? How do we, how can we be okay with ourselves morally? What should we teach our children about how they should interact with the people of the world?
These are the questions that drive our work as we strive to lead by example and continue to do what we do best, which is provide dignified support in times of urgent need. And we're able to do this in a way that I think marks really exceptional value for money, working with a small team who try to put as much of your support as they can right into the hands of the people who need it. But all of this, all of the support that we give our members would be impossible without the support and solidarity that we receive from you.
I came to Cyprus from Sudan alone to seek asylum because of the war. When I first arrived, I was depressed and full of sadness. I didn't know how I would survive. But after finding the Dignity Center, I felt hope again. Your work helps so many. If I meet someone in need, I tell them to come straight to the Dignity.
We all feel hopeless sometimes, and it's a normal response to these challenging times. But it's important to not let that sense of hopelessness turn into helplessness, because we're not helpless. You're not helpless. You're already doing something. You're in this room, you've shown up, and you're choosing dignity over cruelty. You're choosing solidarity over hostility, and you're choosing community over hate. So from all of us at Refugee Support, thank you so much for everything that you do, for continuing to show up and for changing lives. And most importantly, for making a real, tangible difference every day to the lives of people who are much less fortunate than we are. Thank you. Thank you very much.